Oh, okay. Hey, Puselitso, how are you today?
I'm good, and how are you, sir?
I'm good. I am so encouraged by your leadership skills, eh? From far, I can see them from far away. Pussy?
Sir?
Are you always like this? Are you always like on top of things? You manage your studies well and you are on time? Is it a habit? Is it an everyday thing?
Yes, sir, it's a everyday thing.
Wow. Are you working, Pussy?
No, sir.
You're not.
Yes.
You know what, ne? Whoever is going to hire you will be the luckiest business ever because they would have hired someone with, courageous habits and leadership skills. And you know what? I vote for you. I vote for you. And where do you stay, Buselitse? Joburg?
Welcome.
Oh, you are here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because I came back. We had graduations in Cape Town last week, and they spoke about the thunderstorms, and I ran. I ran, and now I am closer to the Polokwane campus. So I'm here, just close to you. All right, welcome everyone. Welcome, and thank you for allowing me to have this session with you, although it's not on your planned. Well, originally we were planned to have sessions this week, but I did ask that they move them to the other week. But then, yeah, we are back. We still have our session next week for 2 hours. This one won't take that long. It's shorter because even this learning unit is shorter. And I know that last week I did say it's learning unit 3. Actually, last week, the one we were doing last week was learning unit 4, chapter 4. And now we are doing learning unit 5. Is it chapter 5? Yes, learning unit 5, chapter 5. Sorry about that. And last week, someone did ask about writing at the campus. I think it's Matlow. And yeah, you know what? It's difficult at this stage because even if you can pitch up at the campus and go and write, you're still going to write on the system. Like you cannot write on a paper, on a document like the campus or the contact people. You can't pitch at the campus and ask them for a paper for you to write. It's not done, unfortunately. So you'll have to write using a gadget in any way. So why would if you have connections at home and you are okay with the gadgets that you're using, just stay at home and write one time. Okay. We are using the Duga system. I'm not that familiar with the Duga system. Maybe you will teach me, but that's the system that you'd be using. I'm sure they told me you've been using it. I hear that it's not that very user friendly. How is it? How is the Duga system working? Anyone who knows, who have used it many times before? You have been using it all along, right? Oh, guys, are you angry at me? Sorry, man. Don't want to talk to me today. You are very angry. Okay. I know you're not. I know you're not. You are my people. You can't be angry, ne? Okay. Let's get started. I'm planning for this to take less than an hour, or at least at most an hour. Just confirm if my slide is visible. It's not even a slide, it's a document. Is my document visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Ah, perfect. Perfect. Thank you, Rolibua. Rolibua, Rolibua. Yeah, meaning thank you, Rolibua. Rolibua Gamanda. Nda.
You're welcome, sir.
There you go. There you go. All right. So what I have done is I tried to do something different. There are documents that I loaded on the portal, and I tried to load documents that were as much detailed as possible. I hope you will find them useful. But then, in terms of the the session, I tried to to put it in a way that may be much simplified, and I try to narrow down a lot of or maybe only the important headings and topics that you can later on go into the other slides and then look at, because the documents that I loaded on the portal are more detailed. But then I felt that maybe looking at the two assignments that we have written, I felt that maybe I'm not direct enough. And with this, I'm going to, I tried to be as direct as I possibly can with what is expected on each learning unit. But you will observe this, you will check for me, and then you will let me know in the chat box later on if this will work, or I must go back to that other slide format that is a little bit heavily loaded. Okay, but in your act now, under each under each theme, I put a lot of information that will definitely be of assistance to you. So later on you can go and have a look. Okay, but before we leave, please do let me know if this direct route that I'm taking, is it working for you? Is it something that you can work with? Or if it's a no, then we go back. Okay, like I said, this one is not going to take too long, but let's see, it will depend on other things. In supply chain, we say there's the bullwhip effect, meaning at some point of our supply chain movement, something might happen, and the whole process reverses back to where it originated, because the bullwhip effect has happened. One member of the chain did not add value, and then everything went back. Okay, learning unit number 5 is about analyzing the macro environment. You already wrote about this in your second assessment. In your second assessment, you were asked to do both the micro environment, I mean the micro, the SWOT analysis twice. Shame the poor you. The SWOT analysis twice, and you were asked to do the micro environment, analyze them, and you did very, very well. You did very well in there. You know what, ne? All of you, summative, you'll all get distinctions. I can feel it. I can feel it in my blood, with the way in which you improved your second assignment from the first assignment. Yeah, one or two of you maybe went from 90 to 82 and those people I must actually punish. Every one of you who went from high marks in your first assignment to lower marks, you're owing me. Yeah, you must pay, because why would you go down? We need to go up, and then you go down. I think Keisha, I think you're my first you're my first culprit on this. I think you went down. Yeah, I remember many of you. I'm going to check from the marks. As long as you went down from first assignment to second assignment, you went down. You are owing. You must pay. Okay, because we all want to go up. And in the final assessment, I want 90 upwards. Okay, it's an order. It's an order. Do we have a deal? Is it a deal? Is it thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Final summative. Thank you, Level. Final summative, we all getting up, 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 up. Okay? Yeah. Don't laugh. It's not a laughing matter. It's a serious issue, this one. You will all be paying. You will all be very rich by the end of the semester. As long as you drop points, I send you an invoice. Okay? It's a deal. Okay? Right. So in this one, I'm saying it's not going to take long because you have already done it in the assignment, especially assignment number 2, where you had to choose and then categorize the personal or the external environment and analyzed on that discovery issue. Analyzing the micro environment, business management. This is our business management module, learning unit 5, and like I said last week, we actually did learning unit 4, and I mistakenly said learning unit 3, and I am saying that again for those who joined late. I have uploaded documents in the ARC portal so that you can at least go into details of what we are discussing here, but I chose to go direct with this with as short phrases as possible, and let's see if it works for you. Okay, if it doesn't, you give me thumbs down in the messages side before we leave, so that I know if there's anything that I need to change. Okay, now in this learning unit, we're going to focus on the following: the strategic importance of macro environment, meaning the environment outside of the business, the structure, factors, and forces of the macro environment. We're also going to analyze the macro environment itself while applying the analysis to organizations and industries of the same macro environment. And I know that some things changed. Some in some I think even in our textbook they don't call it pestle, they call it something else. What are they calling it? They call it PEEST something, but it means the same thing. It means the same thing. Not much has changed. It's just the way that people feel it should sound. In this learning unit, we want to understand what this macro environment is and how does it affect us as a business. The macro environment, they say, consists of external forces. This is the external environment. External forces meaning the external factors that comes straight at us based on what those are and what the circumstances are revolving around those factors, and they influence our organization, but remain largely outside our managerial control. These are the factors that we are unable to control. We look, they say you can look but you cannot touch. Yeah, so we only look, we can't touch, but every time we look, we come back with feedback, and the feedback that is going to help us to restructure our strategies, our planning, our organizing, our control system, to ensure that we fit into the new dilemma or the new opportunities or threats that we may have encountered from the macro environment. According to our textbook, organizations that continuously monitor environmental changes are better positioned to adapt with their strategies, and they also remain competitive. And this is the most truest sentence that you can ever think of. Why? Because we've seen a lot of companies in many instances that they were the gurus, they were the bosses, they were out there, and they were, you know what, they were nailing it. But just one element of not being kept abreast of the happenings of the macro environment, not keeping a very, very sharp eye of what is happening outside, they then remained behind in terms of not being able um, to remain relevant to their clients and their customers and the expectations of the world, and then they stayed behind. Why? Because customers are very quick to move, especially with what is called with what happened with overseas big businesses such as Microsoft, businesses such as why do I forget this one? I'll remember it quickly, which brought the idea of supply chain, to say we are a supply chain, a business that just happened to be in retail. So they said to the customers, if supply chain is run and is run perfectly well, you deserve to get better, and the services that you are getting can actually improve by an instant. The Amazon, that's where I'm going. The Amazon effect. The Amazon effect said, we are all we do is we perfect our supply chain processes, the way we provide our services. And after doing that, they say they accidentally brought a lot of competitiveness to them, and they even saved costs that they never anticipated. Why? Just by running their services well, because they had an eye of an eagle on the macro environment, and they knew what the world is expecting, so they adopted, and they were way ahead of their time in terms of managing the expectations, and therefore it brought about what is today known as the Amazon effect. Okay, when you have time, you can just take a snapshot on what an Amazon effect is, then you would know why we are emphasizing on looking in the macro environment and how does the environment behave. Why the macro environment matters? It matters because it influences the organizational growth and the sustainability and even the profit. It influences directly from the decisions that are made outside of the business. We are getting hit directly based on that, and things can change in an hour, in a day, in a month, in a week, because the macro environment is an environment which is so influential, and it's so direct, and it's so cruel in some spaces, because decisions are made just like that, and all hell break loose. Okay, it creates opportunities, but at the same time it creates threats as well. Sometimes the decisions that are made outside of our environment create opportunities for some businesses, although for some businesses it creates the threats. If you remember, COVID created many opportunities for some businesses. Some people were happy, and they, you know what, they were not even worried about it taking that long, because they were milking it. They were like, you know what, they were getting it done. But then for some organizations, it was difficult, because now it brought about a threat, shapes market trends and competition. It also impacts strategic planning and the decision making, because now we are trying to plan and strategize on how to be competitively advantageous in some instances. All of a sudden, there's an announcement that the government decided to scrap this kind of an issue, and they're scrapping maybe a certain product that our main customer is supplying, is producing. Now all of a sudden we don't have the big customer. There's something that has to change. So it actually affect us like that. Our planning now has to change. We need to go back to the drawing board and think of ways of surviving with the new regulation or the new prospect that has been brought to us. It also affects organizational performance and its entire survival. So the organization may survive based on what is happening, or it may shut down. Some businesses have actually shut down because of the macro environment. I remember there was a South African law that banned the advertising of cigarettes. Ooh, I think I'm revealing my age now. When was this? The ban of cigarette advertisement. Is it 20 years ago or is it 30 years ago? I can't remember. But imagine the impact that came with that. Do not advertise cigarettes anymore. Imagine what will happen. That one advertisement affects a lot of people and a lot of uh, businesses which depend on the kind of service that they put into making the advert happen, and a lot is impacted. So those kind of things um, can actually affect us big time in terms of survival. Some businesses are going to definitely die because of that. Key strategic insight: organizations that fail to monitor environmental changes often experience declining competitiveness and poor strategic alignment. Why? Because what happens outside of our organizations directly affects what is happening inside of our business, and we can either survive or not based on that. Strategic importance of analyzing the micro environment. In learning outcome number 1, they say we need to explain the strategic importance of analyzing this. Why? Because it has a focus on understanding the external changes, what is changing out there, and what do we need to do in order to be elastic and be compliant with whatever it is that is new and affects us directly. Identifying opportunities and threat, what is there for us to gain and what is there for us to do. Supporting strategic planning, improving organizational adaptability. Are we adaptable enough to the changes? Achieving long-term sustainability. That is what this is about. And Law and Fenter says emphasis that strategic or emphasizes that strategic management begins with the understanding of the environment itself, in which the organization operates. We need to understand what this is and why is it there, and why do we need to understand it. Okay, why do we need to plan around it? Why the importance of that is that, again, it helps organizations to anticipate the change and plan for it, improve strategic decision making, because we're making decisions that are based on a change that we know, or a direct impact, or a direct opportunity, or a threat that we need to be aware of. It also enhances competitive advantage, because we will always be ahead. We will make decisions that are going to put us ahead of the market to gain trust and to gain um, profit from long-term relationships that we would have built with our customers based on our ability to move with times. It also supports long-term organizational survival. In Southern Africa, the SADC especially, the market, the macro environment is showing us this kind of challenges, political uncertainty. Things can change very quick, and the leadership in the African region in terms of politics is a little bit weakened by the decisions that political gurus are making. Economic inequalities in the SADC region, energy disruptions, technological transformation, which is very, very slow, and the shortages of skills in those crucial departments, or in those crucial environments. We don't have enough skills, or we are taking a little bit longer to upskill ourselves based on a lot of things, maybe based on our political decisions and the manner in which we run our countries. I think that may also have an impact on the velocity in which we try and upskill our generation. Strategic insight, they say environmental analysis, in short, enables organizations to become proactive rather than reactive in the manner in which they approach their strategic planning. All right. What do we benefit if we scan the environment? We benefit a lot of things. We like there's a great deal of benefit, like we've already said. We're going to realize stability, and we may even it may even develop the factor of us either being or us surviving, or actually going down, because it's that extreme in terms of what the repercussions that comes from us not being able to act upon the decisions, or what is happening externally. We might either survive or not survive. So that is how it's important. But then here they say environmental scanning involves four things: gathering of information about the external trends, what is happening outside there, what do we foresee, what do we forecast in terms of the changes outside there, monitoring competitors and industries. What is happening? What are our competitors doing? How can we benchmark? Are they doing something good? Are we still good? Are we still ahead? Or we are lagging behind? We need to change something. What is happening in the industries? What is new and what is trending? What can we do to make sure that we adapt as quick as possible to the changes in the industry? Tracking technological developments. We don't want to stay behind with old technologies when our competitors are way ahead of us, and they are enticing our customers to go to them because they have the ability to to give them better services based on the better and the newest technological developments that they would have adopted. Analyzing socio-economic changes. What is changing in the societies these days? I see that men are carrying handbags, né? So we are saying, okay, so men are carrying handbags. All right, let's move quick. Let's create handbags and give to them. Give them the handbags and let them carry the handbags. Okay, is there this is what they like most. Give them handbags. Who would have thought that you would see a man carrying a handbag? Now they are even more beautiful than the female handbags. I'm telling you, they are so beautiful, and yeah, we like it, young. Hey, It's long that we've been envying you guys. Now we have our own. Now, when we go out and you carry your handbags, you carry your handbag. I'll carry mine. Mine is even more beautiful than yours. Yeah. So yeah, it's fifty
Sir,
fifty
you have a
here.
handbag.
Yeah. Don't you know? Yeah, I want the handbag. Yeah, I want it. If you see it, you must buy it for me there. I want it. Hmm. You can't be carrying nice handbags and then here we are just walking around. We have handbags these days. You know what? You can't outdo us. So these are the environmental changes. Things are changing. So if you don't know about all these things that are changing, you'll stay behind. Yeah, your competitors will move in and they will create nice handbags for the guys, and then when you didn't know, oh, we want them. I must buy five this year only. Yeah. So we need to see what is changing out there in the economy and in the society as well. The benefit of that is that we have an early identification of opportunities. So you are still asking if there's a man handbag. People have already identified this long time. It's an opportunity. It's already in the market. Hmm? Yeah, we even have the Gucci ones. Improved strategic flexibility. We will be able to be flexible with our strategic intent, better forecasting, and planning. We will plan better. Let's say we are a food production a company, and we have seen these days we have bigger canned food like your beans. We have those big ones. Like I don't know if it's 5 kg or what is, but it's big for the bigger occasions. And these are the opportunities that people saw early, and now they are creating big things. Instead of you buying 24 cans, you can just buy two or three for that whole occasion. So that is what is changing, and people see it as an opportunity, and they come in and they do that. Better forecasting and planning and enhance organizational responsiveness. That is why we say we want to do this scanning, because these are the benefits that we can see. They say an example is retail organizations who use environmental scanning to monitor the following: the consumer buying behavior, the inflation trends that are happening, the digital shopping patterns, competitor activities. If you go to Temu now, or to Shane, or what's that other one? Take a Lot, and you view items, and that items are put in a certain category, meaning next time you open your gadget, you open your laptop, and you go to Google to do something else, there's going to be an advert, and that advert is going to be specifically about exactly what you were looking at just yesterday. Have you noticed that? Has anyone noticed that? So and they can even send you an email. They can even, like they will categorize the the kind of items that you actually looked at some time ago, and they're going to send them to your gadget as an advert or something like that. So this is uh next is heels. Rudy. I'll be the first one. If we can get heels, I will be the I'll be the first one to buy the heels. You know why? There was a time when we were working somewhere, and in the year end, the year end function, they say we must do cross what? Cross-dressing. Way, my goodness. Okay, I'll stop here because a lot of things happened then. Yeah, cross-dressing and me and my friends were wearing heels and oh, yo, my way. Yeah, a lot of things happened there. Let me just stop it there. But if there are heels, yeah, you will see me wearing heels. Yeah, don't play me. Example, retail organization use this environmental scanning to monitor the consumer buying behavior, the inflation trends, and that and that. Yeah. But then that was all about theme number one. I want to hold it here for a minute and check if we have covered enough. Do you get it? Do you see the importance? That was just about what is the external environment, what does it look like, and why is it important, and what happens if you do not have an eye on it. The impact that comes from external environment is so huge that you actually would need to see. Rudy. Yeah, is there any question that anyone has regarding what we have covered? Otherwise, we can jump on to theme number two. I won't be able to see your hands, but if you have any comment, you can let me know. Okay, theme number two says the structure, the factors and the forces of the macro environment. How is the macro environment structured? What are the factors and the forces that we need to look out to? And then in this learning outcome, we're going to look at the evaluation of relevant macro environmental factors and the explanation of the structure of the external environment, just so we, you know what, we nail it, we understand it much better. And because in this we're going to mainly focus on the macro environment structure, the external environment forces. What are those forces and the complexity of it, as well as how can it impact the organization over and above what I have already said. The external environment consists of layers that influence organizational decision making differently. Again, organizational decision making is on the spot here. You cannot make decisions if you don't know what is happening outside there. Maybe the hills are already there. Maybe the hills are already there. It's just that we don't know. Yeah, so we must watch out. We must Google even more just to check if this. We don't want to stay behind us. We want to be there in the front. If there's something new, we want to test it first. Yeah. Now, the layers of the external environment are the macro environment itself, the market environment, which is just outside of our internal environment, then the micro environment, which is what we know and what we choose and what we decide upon and what we change and what we control. Strategic insight, meaning that the macro environment has the greatest long-term influence because organizations cannot directly control these factors. We always say that, yes, we may not control the market environment, but we can indirectly control it with the decisions that we make in the micro environment. So we can influence how our customers respond to us, how our suppliers respond to us, how our competitors respond, but the macro environment we cannot. It's not about this. It has got nothing to do with us. So it's very important. So the link between this is that the greatest harm or the greatest influence will definitely come from the macro environment. Okay, this is how complex the macro environment is. But then, what are these forces? The forces are the pestle. And here they say we need to first look at the political and the legal factors. And under this, we have the government stability. Is our government stable? Do we have, in South Africa is not. And in most African countries, we have huge percentage of corruption, phew, we have a huge corruption dilemma in African in the whole world, but some countries are much better. I think we are ranked there up there. Don't know if it's top 10 or top 20, but we are West African countries are even worse. But the stability of the governments, the labor legislations, the taxation policies that are there, employment laws. These are political and environment, the triple BEE regulations, and the environmental legislations. Um, these are the most dangerous, if you can put it that way, factors and the forces that you need to really be abreast of this. If not, you're going to fall short, because the next thing the sheriff is sniffing around your offices because they saw that something was not done properly. Strategic impact, political and legal changes can impact our organization. How? By the increase, but once something happens, it may affect us in the increase of the operational cost, because now there's a new legal obligation that we need to fit, influence investment decisions, because now we are changing our mind, because our investment decisions that we took yesterday are no longer relevant. We're not going to get our return on investment. Now we are taking a new direction. Shape organizational compliance requirement. The sheriff is going to knock at your door because you are not being compliant. Compliance is one of those most expensive what costs to pay if you cannot sort it out as quick as possible. We've seen companies retrenching because they are saying the people you hired for this level are not compliant, therefore they must be shifted. A lot of things, but a new regulation, we need to have a focus on it. We need to understand it early enough and start making changes before they start giving us deadlines, and now we must push, and now we are sitting with a dilemma. Okay. Load shedding policies, labor legislation significantly affect businesses in our country, in South Africa especially, because a lot of things must change based on those things that we don't have. I just read something this morning about Patrice Motsepe buying shares in. Oh, who read this? Buying shares in a company that deals with um, the solar panels, and actually it looks like it's going to be a huge solar investment business, which is going to maybe help the SADC region in terms of energy. I read it this morning. I don't have full details, but that is as little as I know. Under the economic factors, we have the economic environment that has some variables that we need to look at. What are those? The inflation, is it going up? Is it going down? How about the interest rates, exchange rates as well? And the biggest one, the unemployment. Who is going to buy our product if the unemployment rate is going high and high? Economic growth. In South Africa, I think we are growing by 0 point something 100% shame, man. And consumer spending. Once things start happening like now, because we are buying petrol for 30, yo, 30 something, Matlo must tell us, 30 something rand, and now you start saving for petrol, and other things now will suffer. Other things like restaurants and takeaways and things like that. Hey, sorry, we cannot go out because we don't have money now. All our money is going to petrol. So a lot of changes happens based on the economic environment. The consumers are becoming so concerned with how they spend because of the environmental changes, the economic environmental changes. Okay, why is it important? Is the economic environment is important because the economic conditions influence the purchasing power. Who has the purchasing power? The business profitability suffers because now people start categorizing between luxury and the needs that they have in their houses, in their homes. Investment opportunities now change. We change how we invest, and the organizational expansion itself. Now we have to take a step back and say, hey, hang on a minute. For example, you would find that, I think I made this example earlier to say, you may be in you may have applied for a job, you nailed the interview, they even made a small promise that you are hired. All of a sudden it goes quiet because now things are changing, or the priorities are shifting. We're no longer looking at what we were looking at. We are now shifting the gears. Okay, that is what is happening in the economic arena, but we also have the socio-cultural factors, like the examples that we made earlier. Social and cultural environment. The key factors in here are population growth. I think in South Africa now we are over 60 million. Are we closer to 70 million? Something like that, because we have a lot of visitors, and we are growing. Like there's no regulations that regulates the growth. I remember in China many years ago, they kept the growth. They said every family must only have one child in their family, and I think it ran for some few years until the Chinese economy grew so fast that they had to change their minds and say, oh, no, you know what, you must now grow. The families must be bigger now because the economy is growing and we have fewer children. Our people are aging and they cannot keep up, so we need to have bigger families, and they even actually incentivize families for having more than one child. Oh my goodness. So that is what happens in the social cultural factors. I can't remember what year it was, but I remember learning about this, I think some years ago, when I was in school. Social and cultural environment have those kind of key factors: the population growth, the education levels that we are looking at, the lifestyle changes, consumer attitudes. What's changing out there? Are people consuming too much coffee or less coffee, too much sugar or less? What is changing? Cultural diversity that we need to face and we need to understand. Demographic trends as well. What is happening in terms of the demographic trends, like the example that we made. Something is changing and we need to know about this. Why is it important? It's important because organization must align products and services with the changing consumer preferences. That is why in the southern African continents. They say growing digital adoption and youth populations are changing consumer behavior patterns. People are now prioritizing things that they were not prioritizing in the first place. So all this information that you see here and the stats and this small unit is in ARC. So you can go into ARC and check the kind of consumer behaviors that are there and they are changing, and how can we can we be seen to be fit for purpose. Technological factors in technology. What is new? What can we know? That if you are not technologically abreast, you're going to fall behind in terms of your business not being able to adjust to the speed equal to what the customers prefer and they want from us. So we've seen businesses dying, falling on their knees because they could not be responsive enough. Why? Because they may not have taken advantage of the new technological availability, and now they are still manual, where no customer wants manual transactions. Important of technological trends: the AI, artificial intelligence, which has taken over. Automation, we've seen this in supply chain, in the warehouses and the trucking industry. The e-commerce has taken over. People are buying, are no longer happy to go out and buy like they used to. They would just, press a button and their delivery is a digital transformation, a huge step in the changes of how we know things having been done. Cybersecurity is also influential. I know that at Standard Bank today, there's an issue of breaches. Some people breached into Standard Bank, and they were even boasting that, hey, you know what, we had 3 weeks in a Standard Bank systems without anyone detecting us, and we could do anything that we wanted to do. Yeah, some people are brave. And cloud computing as well. So all these factors are so important that you cannot ignore them, because if you do, then you're going to have a problem with um, managing the expectations and the new expectations of the customers. Why is it important strategically? Is because technology can improve efficiency of our systems and efficiency of the way we do things. It reduces operational cost because we do things faster, we do things effectively and efficiently. It creates a competitive advantage because we can actually just you know what, ace it. We can do things much better and much quicker. It disrupts the existing industries as well. They say technological innovation is a major driver of strategic change and industry transformation. Okay, so we also have ecological and environmental factors, which are also important because of what they concern. They concern the climate change, they concern sustainability of the businesses, waste management process. The processes are different now, they're no longer the same. The carbon emissions, which are regulated on a daily basis, they want us not to exhume too much of carbon, or because our people are getting sick, and like there are a lot of regulations and water shortages. I think 2 years ago we had so much, or was it last year, we had serious water shortages in the country, that it was so severe that we were even asked not to wash the cars, or to, there were some measures that were put. It was so bad. Renewable energy as well falls under this. Why is this important strategically? Is because businesses are increasingly expected to operate sustainably and responsibly. Because if you don't do that, then you're going to be in trouble with the landlord being our government. All right, and lastly, the global factors. What is globalization? Globalization means that we went global, like we went abroad. We are no longer local is slacker. We went global. This is when businesses expands to go global, and in the global environment we have some influences as well, the international trade, global competition. Now that our customers can buy everywhere, we need to compete with competitors that are way far from us, but they still able to sell to our customers. So we are fighting for the same market niche. Exchange rate fluctuations, which are not stable. Today the rand is doing well, tomorrow is doing horribly worse. Foreign investments as well, geopolitical tensions. I'm sure we know that very well. International supply chains, which can be disrupted at any time based on the political influences and decisions that are made by our political gurus. Why is it important? Is because globalization creates opportunities for market expansion, create opportunities for international partnerships, also create opportunities for the new technologies that we may not know about. Okay, so this is the bulk of what I wanted to discuss with you today. Everything else that is left is just the summary, and I tried to, to sum it up. But this is what the market, the macro environment is all about, and those are the short aspects of what what the pestle is, what what are the influences that it has, what are the strategic lining that we may look at, and what do we need to know, and why do we need to know about the strategic importance, and the political factors. Why do we need to know about them, and how can they affect us? Okay, I think we can safely drop it here today. Let me open the floor for questions or any ideas that you may have. And yes, Rudy, I do have a pic. Maybe I must post it in a group. No, I won't do that. I will do it after the exam, so no one will have the opportunity to laugh
There
at
we
me.
need the motivation.
The motivation. No, I'll post the picture after the exam, so I know you won't see me again. And then second semester you would have forgotten when we come back. Yes, Busiletsu?
So,
Yes.
timetable ela ir campus sitting, sorry, campus wrong, like campus.
It says what? Campus sitting.
Yes, sir.
It says campus. There's something in brackets. What is that?
Let me check it.
Yeah, it says um, campus sitting. I think it's just the difference between writing an unseen and writing a seen um, uh, exam. But let's hear Homo. Maybe Homo wants to correct us. Homo, what do you know about this?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, now my question is not with regards to the assessment plan. It's with regards to the slides and the learning unit. Which learning unit is this one?
This one, you always catch me with this. This one is learning unit 5. I know that, and I did apologize for this when I started to say last week I mistakenly said we were dealing with learning unit 3. We were actually dealing with learning unit 4, chapter 4, and now we are dealing with learning unit 5, chapter 5.
Oh, say, are you also gonna upload these ones, ne?
Sorry?
Say you also gonna upload these slides, ne?
Yeah, I did. I did already. They are on arc. Just check under each theme, under lecture resources. I uploaded these slides and other slides that are heavily loaded. These ones I just tried to summarize as much as possible.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Anything else while Tahe is checking for us? What I know is you're going to be using the Duca system. And the Duca system, because last time when I asked, they said even if students can go to the campus, they're not going to write on a paper. They're going to be using the system. Unless something changes, we will definitely alert you. But what we know now is that you would be using the Duca system. It's not like an assignment where you would spend all the time that you want. It's going to be a controlled Duca system examination. Yes, Kgomo?
So last week we had a thingy. What is this? Assessment training program. It was
Okay.
online. Said so they were explaining about writing online and having to go to campus. They said
Yeah.
that if you want to go to campus, you can go to campus. So I
Yes.
think the what's in the bracket here, more assessment planning, is like also indicating that if you want to go to campus, you can go to campus. But then if you want to write online, you can write online.
Yes. So what I wanted to understand was maybe Kgomo, you can clarify on this from the training. Going to online, what does it mean? Does it mean that you will write on a paper or you'll still use a gadget to use the Duca system?
When you online, say you're gonna be writing on your laptop.
On a laptop, yes. This is
Yeah.
what I was trying to say earlier, to say it's still the same. We're going to write the same system. Even if you go to the campus, you will still be using the Ducas. Like you're not going to write on a paper. So yes, going to the campus, it's your decision, but obviously it will depend on the campus that you are writing at. They need to reserve a table for you, but the system is still exactly the same, whether you are at the campus or you are at home. And thank you for that, Kgomo. Thank you for that. Okay.
Hi, sir.
Hi, Nondo.
Yes, when it says unseen exam,
Mm.
meaning we can bring our notes and all that for the exam. Does it mean that?
Yay, Ndombe wants to put us in trouble now.
No,
It's not an
I'm really asking, sir, because there's unseen exam, there's seen exam. With the business management, we are writing a seen exam. So previously, when they normally say a seen exam, it will be something that they give you a certain time. They will release a paper and then you do it at home. So what I want to know this time around, what is it seen like? What does it mean? Do we bring notes? Do we bring our textbook? Do we bring our scribblers? What do we bring?
Okay. What is an open book exam? Do you know, Ndombe?
Yes,
What is it?
an open book, basically, you will be opening your book, you will be referring to your textbook, and so I wanted to confirm that because they can say a sin exam, but then we're not allowed to bring any. So I wanted to know if you have a clue or something.
No, I don't. The guys help us here. Uh, Kgomo and Ndombe say, it probably means if it's an open book exam, it means you must open your book. Yeah, I love that answer. Yeah, but seen and unseen exam, from where I'm standing, I will ask. I'll ask from what from where I'm standing. It's just the difference between writing invigilated exam at the campus on the book. Sorry about that. On a thing, and unseen, meaning writing online. But let me rather send an email to my bosses and let them explain. I think they will explain much better.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, if there's no other hand, we can drop it here. Remember, next week we're going to have our 2-hour session. But if you are content with the way I summed this one up, we can do the same for next week. Otherwise, it will still be the 2 hours, but I doubt. But the next week one, learning unit number 6, I think is a little bit bigger than learning unit number 5, so it may take us a little bit longer than 1 hour. But thank you so much for accommodating me in this, and let's meet again next week. Remember, we are left with 3 learning units now. We are left with learning unit number 7, learning unit number 6, learning unit number 7. We were left with 3. Now we are left with 2. Am I right? Who checked the MO lately? I know that we are having 7 learning. Or is it 9? Oh, it's 9. It's actually 9. Okay, that's fine. We are left with 3 now. Thank you so much. See you next week. There you go. Okay. Love it, love it. I'll send you the picture of me in my heels. And yo, my goodness. Hey, Matlo, you want to get me into trouble, you. Hi.
Hello?
Sorry, I was muted. Hello, Lebu. What's up?
Yes, sir. I'm so surprised because of it's like I've been locked off from the chat.